Hello, people of the internet. Something slightly different this time. Basically, I've got a pretty good collection of vintage cameras lined up for the channel for 2016. But before I make a video about a camera, if it's not one that I've been using regularly for a while, or have done so in the past, I would usually take the camera out for a spin at least once. This is so I can talk about my experience using the camera, as well as show you some photos, right? Sometimes, unfortunately, this isn't always possible, for whatever reason. Introducing the Mamiya-16 EE Deluxe. Sometimes referred to as a spy camera, it sure does look like something that 007 would have carried. Alas, I've not been able to play with this camera because I haven't been able to find any film for it. But since it's such a beautiful, stylish and sophisticated little camera, I couldn't resist making this video. So here goes. As the name suggests, it takes 16mm film, and according to the user manual, each film cartridge provides about 20 exposures. The back panel flips open to reveal the chamber in which the film is dropped. Loading the film appears to be as simple as dropping the cartridge in and closing the panel. There is a frame counter window at the top that lets you know how many shots you've got left. The ASA of the film is set using a dial on top of the camera. The same dial is also used to set the shutter speed. The way this works is the camera always selects the appropriate shutter speed to match the ASA selected. You can then either select the matching aperture based on lighting conditions, or let the camera select it for you. In short, this camera has two modes, shutter priority and manual. The aperture is set in front of the camera by moving what is called the electronic eye needle to the appropriate setting. By the way, that's what the EE in the name Mamiya Deluxe EE stands for, electronic eye. The aperture choices you get are A, f2.8, f4, f5.6, f8, and f16. That's a pretty fast lens. By setting the needle to A, you're asking the camera to select the aperture for you. A is for auto exposure, I suppose. Auto exposure is made possible by the inbuilt light meter, which can be seen on top of the camera. The light meter is powered by a selenium cell. You've got to love the ingenuity of the Japanese. This little wonder has an inbuilt 4x ND filter. I know. So apart from the fast f2.8 lens, which is already great, for that kind of range of camera, you can get creative with f.28 in bright daylight conditions. Sliding the ND filter needle to the 4x location also covers the selenium cell to about 75% of the way, leaving only a quarter of the light. Simple mathematics, but just simply brilliantly executed. Simple in design, simple in execution, yet so efficient. I really appreciate it. Well done, Mamiya. If the inverse is true and you need more light, then there's an option to use a flash. The camera will sync with a flash via the PC sync port. Focusing this camera could be a little tricky, as you're not looking through the lens, nor does it have a rangefinder. It is, however, very accurate to focus. There's a focusing needle at the top of the camera. The issue though is, you have to guess the distance of the subject. I guess this comes with experience. You could always use hyperfocal or zone focusing. This would be of no issue, obviously, to experienced street photographers. Composing the shot is through a stylish flip-up viewfinder, which has parallax guides. Because this is a small camera, Mamiya actually recommends the following grip for landscape and portrait modes to avoid shakes. Once you're ready to take the shot, the shutter release button is exactly where you expect it to be, right at the top. Advancing the film to the next frame is a very satisfying gear wheel, again exactly where you expect it to be. When not in use, it is advisable to cover the lens with the inbuilt cover, which also serves to lock the shutter to prevent accidental exposures. To be honest, I'm completely mind blown about how sophisticated this camera is. Such simplicity in design, yet such efficiency and style. Packing all these features in such a small, compact body. They sure don't build them like this anymore. It's such a shame though that I haven't been able to find any film for it. If I do eventually find film, there is no doubt it'll be severely expired. I'm also sure that someone somewhere knows how to roll their own film for this, but life is too short for that. There are so many other equally exciting cameras for which film is at hand, and review those cameras I will. Till next time, stay awesome. Peace.